Most people treat their bank statement like a report card. They look at the ending balance, decide whether they feel good or bad about it, and then close the app. But your bank statement isn't a report card. It's a financial X-ray. It shows you exactly where your money went, what you're paying for, what you're forgetting about, and where your financial habits are quietly working against you. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You can earn a good income and still lose hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year, simply because you're not paying attention. That's why you need a monthly bank statement audit. Not once a year. Not when you're already broke. Every month. Start with the recurring charges. Look for subscriptions, memberships, streaming services, apps, cloud storage, and free trials that turned into automatic payments. Pay special attention to small charges because they're easy to ignore. $9 here, $12 there, $20 somewhere else doesn't feel significant until you multiply it across 12 months. Then look at bank fees, maintenance fees, overdraft fees, ATM charges, minimum balance fees, and other service charges can quietly eat away at your money. Finally, look at your behavior. Your statement doesn't just tell you what you bought. It tells you how frequently you're spending. That information can expose patterns you never noticed. So today, we're going line by line through a monthly bank statement audit that can help you find those hidden leaks, redirect the money, and start taking control of your cash flow. The first place I want you to look is your recurring spending, because this is where some of the easiest savings are hidden. Open your most recent bank statement and don't just look at the big transactions. Start scanning for charges that repeat every month. Maybe it's a streaming service you barely use. Maybe it's a fitness membership you haven't visited since January. Maybe it's an app subscription you signed up for because the first week was free. Or maybe it's a service that increased its price and you never noticed. The problem isn't necessarily that any individual subscription is expensive. The problem is that automatic payments remove the decision from your daily life. Once they're turned on, you can forget about them while the company keeps collecting. Here's your challenge. Identify every recurring charge and write down what it costs you annually. A $15 subscription isn't $15. It's potentially $180 a year. A $25 subscription is $300. Now ask yourself a simple question. If this charge disappeared today, would I actually miss the service? If the answer is no, cancel it. If you're unsure, cancel it and see whether you actually notice. You can always resubscribe later. Also, watch for duplicate services. You might have multiple streaming platforms, multiple cloud storage plans, or several apps performing essentially the same function. Your goal isn't to eliminate everything enjoyable. Your goal is to make sure every recurring dollar has a purpose. When you perform this audit every month, subscriptions stop being invisible expenses and become deliberate financial decisions. Next, let's talk about something that can be even more frustrating: fees. Fees are especially dangerous because they don't usually feel like purchases. You didn't decide to spend $12 at a restaurant. You didn't choose to buy something online. The bank simply deducted the money and you moved on. That's exactly why you need to look for them. Scan your statement for words such as maintenance fee, service fee, ATM fee, overdraft fee, a minimum balance charge, a tough network fee, or foreign transaction fee. Then add them up. If you're paying $12 a month just to maintain an account, that's $144 a year. If you're repeatedly paying ATM fees, you're literally paying for access to your own money. And if you're getting hit with overdraft fees, the problem may go beyond the fee itself. It could indicate that your cash flow timing doesn't match your bills and paychecks. Don't simply accept these charges as unavoidable. Contact your financial institution and ask whether the fee can be waived. Ask whether a different account would eliminate it. And if your bank refuses to provide a reasonable option, research alternatives such as no-fee checking accounts or credit unions. The important point is this: you should never automatically assume a fee is just part of being an adult with a bank account. Some fees may be legitimate, but many expenses deserve to be questioned. Your monthly audit gives you the evidence to have that conversation. And when you eliminate even a few unnecessary fees, you're not just saving money once. You're potentially creating a recurring improvement that continues month after month Now we get to the part of the audit that can be more uncomfortable: your own behavior. Your bank statement isn't judging you, but it is telling the truth about your habits. Look beyond individual purchases and start looking at frequency. How many times did you buy fast food this month? How many delivery orders did you make? How many ride shares? How many convenience store stops? How many coffee purchases? One $15 purchase might seem completely reasonable, but 20 $15 purchases are $300. That's where your statement becomes incredibly useful. It shows you the pattern that your brain may ignore when you're making individual decisions. Think about it this way. When you're standing in line buying a coffee, you're not thinking about the 25 other coffees you've purchased this month. You're thinking about today's coffee. Your bank statement connects those individual decisions together. That's why I want you to create a simple category for what I call silent leaks. These aren't necessarily bad purchases. They're purchases that don't align with what you say your financial priorities are. If you tell yourself you're trying to pay off credit card debt, but you're spending several $100s every month on convenience purchases, there's a disconnect. The goal isn't guilt. The goal is awareness. Once you see the pattern, you can make a different decision. Maybe you reduce those purchases by half instead of eliminating them completely. That could free up hundreds of dollars without making your life miserable. Financial progress doesn't require perfection. It requires knowing where your money is going and making intentional decisions about where you want it to go instead. Now, you've found subscriptions you don't need, fees you can potentially eliminate, and spending patterns that don't match your goals. But finding the leaks isn't enough. You have to redirect the money. Take your bank statement and put every transaction into one of three categories: fixed needs, intentional goals, and silent leaks. Fixed needs are expenses you genuinely need to maintain your household and responsibilities. Intentional goals are expenses that actively support something you care about, such as saving, investing, or paying down debt. Silent leaks are the expenses that don't provide enough value to justify what you're spending. Once you've categorized everything, calculate how much your silent leaks cost you each month. Let's say you discover $200 in unnecessary subscriptions, convenience spending, and fees. Don't just congratulate yourself and move on. Give that $200 a job. You could send it directly toward a credit card balance. You could build an emergency fund. You could increase retirement contributions. You could save for a major upcoming expense. The key is to make the redirect automatic whenever possible. This is where a structured budgeting system can make a huge difference. Instead of simply asking, "Where did my money go?" you can start asking, "Where does my next paycheck need to go?" That's the shift from reactive money management to proactive planning. If you want help organizing your income, bills, spending, and debt around your actual paychecks, check out PayCheckPlanner.ai. The goal isn't to make budgeting complicated. It's to make your money visible, intentional, and easier to manage. Here's the biggest takeaway. One bank statement audit can reveal problems, but a monthly audit can change your financial trajectory. Pick one day every month and make this part of your financial routine. Open your bank statement. Review every transaction. Identify recurring charges. Question fees. Look for behavioral patterns. Categorize your spending. Then calculate what you can redirect toward your financial goals. You don't need a complicated spreadsheet or hours of analysis. You need consistency. Think about what happens when you inspect your money every month, instead of only looking when something goes wrong. You catch price increases faster. You cancel forgotten subscriptions sooner. You notice spending patterns before they become habits. You identify unnecessary fees. Most importantly, you start developing a relationship with your money based on awareness instead of anxiety. And remember, the goal isn't to never spend money on things you enjoy. The goal is to stop spending money accidentally. Every dollar should have a purpose. Whether that purpose is paying a bill, enjoying your life, building savings, or eliminating debt. So here's your challenge. Before this month ends, download your latest bank statement and perform your first monthly audit. Find at least one expense you can eliminate or reduce, and then redirect that exact amount toward a financial goal. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to take a closer look at where their money is going. And if you want a smarter way to organize your cash flow around your actual paychecks, visit PayCheckPlanner.ai, because we are building real financial progress, one step at a time. Ready to stop guessing where your money goes? Visit PaycheckPlanner.ai and start organizing your paychecks, bills, spending, and financial goals with a plan built around your actual cash flow. Take control of your money before your money controls you.